Hello and welcome to the UC San Diego's webinar for International Education Abroad Program Reciprocity students. This webinar is intended for incoming International EAP Reciprocity UC San Diego students in F1 or J1 status. Thank you for being patient with us as we began this morning. We were having some technical difficulties with the audio, so hopefully you can hear us now. The International Students and Programs Office would like to extend a warm welcome to you. We are here to assist you throughout your stay in the United States, as well as provide services that enhance the quality of your experience in the United States and contribute to your academic success at UC San Diego. During this webinar, we are here to assist you. My name is Gabriella, and I'm going to explain a lot of important information that you should know before arriving at UC San Diego. My colleagues Paul Yanue, Assistant Director of International Programs, and Ray Guerrero, the Associate Dean at iHouse, are also present and will respond to any questions that you might have during the webinar. We will cover a lot of information, so we please ask that you watch the entire webinar before submitting questions. We will also be emailing this recorded PowerPoint presentation to you within the next week, and it will be posted to our website. So please do not feel rushed to write down all of the links and additional information included in the presentation. Again, please listen to the whole webinar prior to submitting questions, as we may review many of the questions that you currently have. Today, we're going to talk about some important topics that relate to your arrival in San Diego and your studies at UCSD. Today, you will familiarize yourself with the International Students and Programs website, find out how to make your way to UC San Diego, find out about the International Student Orientation Program, and learn about UC San Diego campus resources for EAP international students, including travel, housing, health, and working in the USA. We will also go over approaching deadlines and checklists. If you would like to submit a question, you may send it through the question box and include your full name and PID if needed. We will stay online for about 15 minutes after the webinar completion to answer any additional questions. Now, I'd like to know who is here. Please enter your home country in the question box. I see France, Germany, Hong Kong, Ireland, United Kingdom, Australia, Thailand, Ireland, sorry. Wow, we have quite a mix here. This is fantastic. Japan. Wonderful. Well, we're very happy to have you here this morning. If you would like to submit a question, you may send it through the question box and include your full PID as needed. Again, the control panel is just to your right, so you should see it there and be able to ask any questions that you have. For this upcoming fall quarter, we are expecting about 140 or so new international EAP reciprocity students. The International Students and Programs Office is here to assist you from the very start. We provide pre-arrival information and orientation for new international students, as well as advising services for you and your family. You can come to us if you have any questions regarding your international student visa and status. In addition, we offer fun cross-cultural programs and activities for all students at UCSD. The International Students and Programs Office website is full of important information. Please mark it as one of your favorites and bookmark it on your computer. We have posted many documents that relate to your stay in San Diego. You can access request forms, information guides, tutorials, the International Student Handbook, and much more. We would suggest that you get familiar with our website and take some time to explore all of the links on our homepage. Of course, school and your study abroad experience is not just about studying. We want you to have fun as well. Be sure to check out all of the social clubs and organizations on campus. The International Club is very popular with international students and is a great way to get out and meet new people. Check us out on Facebook and at our website, iprograms.ucsd.edu. If you have specific questions, you can email iclub@ucsd.edu. Along with iClub, there are many other things that you can get involved in. Part of the American University experience is to get involved and have fun. At the International Center, we have our famous Friday International Cafe, English in Action Tutor Program, our Peer Leader Program, language exchanges, and much, much more. Again, check out iprograms.ucsd.edu for more information. You may also want to start getting connected now. If you like, you can join our Facebook group by searching for UC San Diego International Students and Programs Office. We also have a webpage specifically for EAP students where we have compiled frequently asked questions to address topics that are special to EAP reciprocity students. You can access this site by going directly to istudents.ucsd.edu and clicking on Newly Admitted Students. Then you can click on EAP reciprocity students to get more specific information. And I'm sure you're already aware and familiar with the UC EAP Prearrival Instructions. This was gone over in detail during UC EAP's webinars held a few weeks ago. Please continue to refer to this website along with our website for important information and updates now and throughout your year at UC San Diego. We know that you have many questions about getting started at UC San Diego. To make everything clear, we're going to give you some more information on several topics that we commonly get questions about, including summer plans prior to your program here, getting to UCSD, housing, fees, work authorization, and health insurance. As you may know, the deadline to submit your DS 2019 request was June 5th. These documents are currently being issued and are on their way to your home university for you to collect. It is important that you book your visa appointment as soon as possible to avoid any delays in getting to UC San Diego in September. Hopefully, some of you have already begun booking your appointments. We understand that you may want to come to the United States before your program of study at UC San Diego begins. Some wish to take part in work or study programs or simply travel beforehand. Please be aware that the earliest arrival permitted with your UCSD DS 2019 is August 22, 2015. This is 30 days before your international student orientation begins here. For those of you who plan on taking part in summer work or study sponsored by another J1 program, be aware that you must depart the U.S. and apply for a new J1 visa with your UCSD DS 2019 before you begin your studies here. You cannot continue your studies here with anything other than a UCSD DS 2019 and corresponding J1 visa. For those of you who plan to travel in and out of the United States within this 30-day period, for example, a short trip to Mexico or Canada after you have already arrived in the States with your UCSD DS 2019, please use caution. This can be risky, and Customs and Border Protection may not let you back into the U.S. Before you do this, please consult with our office. We can give you help and guidance on how to navigate this. Now I'd like to move on to a topic that I know is very important for all of you, and that is housing. The deadline for International House has already passed, and those who have applied must be aware that it is a very competitive process to obtain a spot. There were over 200 applications for less than 100 spaces. Notification of acceptance will go out next week on June 17th, so please check your UCSD email for this. The deadline to submit your contract and prepayment is June 30th, and there are no exceptions to this deadline. Applicants that are not accepted are automatically considered for a few openings that may occur throughout the summer and fall in other campus housing. It is strongly suggested that applicants not initially accepted to iHouse seek alternative housing options, which we will go over in the next slide. Students may research housing options at UC San Diego by searching the UCSD housing page. Their FAQ section on the left-hand side of their webpage is also helpful in finding out what amenities UCSD on-campus housing provides in terms of furniture and bedding and so forth. Many international students wonder if they need to provide their own bed linens, and the answer is yes. You can find out the measurements for the bed linens at this website link. You are welcome to bring your own, and there are many shops and stores close to campus where you can buy various items for your dorm room, including linens. You can also research off-campus housing through this website on the left-hand toolbar. The International Center also has some housing resources via the link above. You can find short-term housing options such as homestay exchange programs. So if you're entering the U.S. early and would like to participate in a short homestay, please check out this useful information. If you opt to live off campus, you can also find information about commuting to UCSD at the UC San Diego Commuter Student Services site. Again, those of you who have not arranged housing yet might consider living short-term with a homestay family in the San Diego area. The Solana Beach Homestay Program has been serving our students for 9 years. There are several families in the area that provide housing to our students each year. If you are interested, please contact the Solana Beach Homestay Program via the link here to make arrangements. So now we're going to go over fees. University of California tuition fees are paid automatically for EAP reciprocity students. However, you will be responsible for health insurance payments. To check for any fees, go to My Triton link and log in. Also, occasionally, UC EAP reciprocity students are charged $100 related to tuition costs. These are not accurate, so if you do see this fee show up on your account, please just contact our office so that we can remove this and help in getting that off of your account. Health insurance. All students are required to purchase the student health insurance plan called SHIP each quarter and are billed automatically. Refer to the Student Health Insurance Plan website for details about coverage, cost, and the requirements for a waiver if you are already insured under another plan. Be sure to note that the effective date of the effective date of the health insurance policy. The UCSD cashier's office does not accept credit cards, but they do accept cash, personal and international checks, and money orders in addition to other forms of payment. Be sure to check the billing and payments information above for more information. Though we go over work authorization for J1 students during your orientation here on campus, we wanted to take the opportunity to briefly mention it now, as it comes up as a common question early on among our EAP reciprocity students. It's a good idea to familiarize yourself with the terminology referring to work authorization here, so that you are ready to apply for it if you find a job or internship during your time here. J1 exchange visitor students can work in the USA, but authorization is required. On-campus or off-campus work is allowed, but it is recommended that you take part in any kind of work after you have completed your studies. This is because the main purpose of your exchange program is to focus on your studies here at UC San Diego. Off-campus work is called academic training. Authorization is required through our office for paid or unpaid positions. And you should see the ISPO website for more information about this. Once you've read through the information, plan on attending a required J1 academic training workshop at ISPO before applying. This information will be posted on our website a little bit later this summer in preparation for fall quarter. Now that we've gotten some important pre-arrival information out of the way, it's time to prepare for your arrival at UC San Diego. When you arrive at your first airport in the United States, you will have to go through U.S. Customs. Be sure to carry your immigration documents in your carry-on bag. Do not pack them in your luggage. You will be asked to show the immigration officer your passport and your DS 2019. Remember, a visa allows a foreign citizen coming from abroad to travel to the United States port of entry and request permission to enter the U.S. Applicants should be aware that a visa does not guarantee entry into the United States. The Department of Homeland Security and U.S. Customs and Border Protection officials have authority to permit or deny admission to the United States. If you are allowed to enter the U.S., the Customs and Border Protection official will determine the length of your visit on the electronic form I94, which is often referred to as your Arrival Departure Record. When you arrive at Customs, your passport will be scanned and you will receive an entry or admission stamp in your passport, which will include your entry date, status of entry, J1, and the duration of your status in the U.S. Your passport will also be scanned in order to create what is called an electronic I94 record. This is a very, very important record. You must access this electronic record using the link above after you enter the U.S. and print a copy for your own records. We also recommend that you save a PDF or image of the I-94 for your records. You should bring this copy with you to your International Student Orientation on September 21st so that we can review all of your immigration documents together and make sure your entry was processed correctly. Errors on your I-94 could negatively impact any J1 benefits you may request, such as U.S. driver's license, employment in the U.S., or even future travel and re-entry into the U.S. So, getting to campus. There are several options to get to UC San Diego. You can have your friends or family bring you to campus, take a public bus, take a San Diego shuttle, or use forms of ground transportation from the San Diego airport, for example, taxis. If you would like additional transportation options, please refer to the International Center's Arrival Resources page on our website. The San Diego airport is about 15 miles from campus, so if you are taking a shuttle or cab, expect the drive to be about 20 to 30 minutes. If you fly into Los Angeles, you can take the train, bus, rent a car, and of course, you can also book a connecting flight from LAX to San Diego. Los Angeles is about a 2.5-hour drive by car away from San Diego. Please use the links listed to find out more information about these methods of transportation. So now you've made it to UCSD. We know you will probably be very excited and tired by the time you get to campus, but there are a few important things that you need to remember once you arrive. All new international students to UCSD must report to the International Center within 15 days of the program's start date. This is a requirement of your J1 status so we can register your SEVIS record. Failure to complete the document check may result in the termination of your SEVIS record and loss of your J1 status. Be sure to review the document check process before you arrive at UC San Diego so you can be prepared. Information regarding this process can be found on the link at the top of this page. Please note that document check can be completed by attending the International Student Orientation on September 21st. Please take a moment to quickly read through the first 3 steps here to go over how to check your documents. Note that you are not required to attend your UCSD college orientation. We do get a few questions about this every year. Representatives from the colleges will actually be present at your international student orientation to give you relevant information, so it's not required that you attend. So we know that one of the very first things you will want to do when you get to UC San Diego is to set up a phone contract and possibly a bank account. There are several banks and cell phone companies located in the area right around the UCSD campus. Exact policies vary from bank to bank. However, you will likely need the following for the purposes of opening a bank account: your passport, your student ID, and money for an initial deposit, usually up to about $100. You'll also need a current local address, so your UC San Diego on or off-campus address will be fine. You will likely need some form of identification to purchase a cell phone contract, so be sure to bring your passport and another form of ID with you for this as well. Many of you will be living on campus, so we'll be going over some basic campus residential information in the next few slides. We will also be reviewing important health insurance information. For those of you who will be living on campus, you'll be placed in either a residence hall or a dorm or an apartment. In either case, you will have an RA or resident assistant assigned to your section of your dorm or apartment. An RA is a trained fellow UC San Diego student who is a valuable resource for fellow students in the residence halls or apartments. They are the first point of contact for any kind of residence life conflict. They enforce residence policies, and they build a residential community through various programming throughout the year. You'll also hear the term CSO, and that is a community service officer. These are also trained fellow UC San Diego students who act as campus safety escorts after dark. They also assist with medical emergencies, with lockouts, and other types of emergencies after hours on campus. More information will be given about your residence life and these resources when you get to UC San Diego. One of the biggest adjustments our international students say they have to make when they come to the US is being very aware of the legal drinking age. As many of you may know, it is illegal to consume alcohol under 21 years in the United States. It is also illegal to provide alcohol to anyone under the age of 21. Alcohol at social gatherings on campus is only allowed if all of the guests are 21 years of age or older. Public consumption of alcohol, so having an open container outside on the street, is also prohibited. These rules are strictly enforced in all campus housing at UC San Diego, and any violation of these rules may lead to charges of misconduct. We know that the drinking age in other countries varies greatly, and in many cases is lower than the legal age set in the US. We know that this can be quite a surprise and an adjustment for our students. We ask that you be mindful of these rules to avoid any potential serious problems caused by breaking US law and UCSD student conduct policies. Please familiarize yourself with UC San Diego's Student Code of Conduct and ask your RA if you have any questions about housing policies or campus policies. As mentioned earlier, you are responsible for paying your health insurance while you are in the United States. Health insurance within the UC system is mandatory. As a new student, you will automatically be enrolled in the Student Health Insurance Plan, or SHIP, unless you are already covered by other insurance and wish to opt out. If this is the case, you must then apply for a health fee waiver no later than the beginning of fall quarter. Your other insurance must meet the minimum coverage requirements that UC SHIP covers. More information about the Student Health Insurance Plan, including coverage amounts, can be found on the website link listed above. SHIP coverage starts on September 21st, so you should plan to be covered with other insurance, for example travel insurance, prior to the SHIP coverage start date if you plan to arrive in the United States early. Most of your healthcare needs can be met on campus at the UCSD Health Services Center, which includes a pharmacy, x-ray facilities and a lab, primary care, routine checkup services, and a nurse's clinic. However, if you truly need urgent or emergency care and it is outside the normal business hours of 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., there are several options for you. You can speak to a registered nurse after hours to get medical advice. You can go to an urgent care center off campus, or you can go to the emergency room at a local UCSD hospital if it is truly an emergency. More information about urgent or emergency care options is available on the Student Health Services website. Please familiarize yourself with this page so you know where to go in case of an emergency, and so that you are aware of what your insurance plan will cover for these after-hour visits. All admitted UCSD students must complete the tuberculosis or TB screening questionnaire by July 30th, 2015. Additional information can be found under the Health and Wellness tab on your My Application checklist. If, after completing the TB screening questionnaire, you are screened positive for TB risk, you will be asked to submit the TB assessment form. You will need to have your healthcare provider complete the form and send it to UCSD Student Health Services by July 30th. Failure to do so will result in a registration hold placed on your student account until this requirement is completed. For more information, visit the website listed here for student health. All questions regarding the TB screening questionnaire must be directed to Student Health Services. Admissions or any other office is unable to address any of these questions. Please visit the Student Health website that is listed and utilize their Ask a Question tool on their homepage, which will prompt you to sign in and then give you access to ask a nurse in the Student Health Center your question. Okay, so we have covered a lot of information today, and the webinar is coming to an end. You can start thinking about the last details of your departure preparation, and in conclusion, we have outlined some important reminders and deadlines for you to be aware of. There are several important things you all must do before you come to UC San Diego. If you do not complete these requirements, you may encounter difficulties registering for additional classes this fall. Departments may place an academic hold on your account, preventing you from enrollment or making changes to your enrollment, and taking any actions in Triton Link, including making payments. So now you can start registering for the International Student Orientation for EAP students. Again, this is required for all international students, so please do this as soon as possible. iTriton online training opens on July 1st. You may begin this online training then. On July 30th, this is the deadline to complete the tuberculosis screening questionnaire. July 31st is the deadline to complete the We Are Tritons requirement. September 16th is the deadline to complete your iTriton online training. And September 21st is the date that you will be expected to attend your mandatory International Center orientation. All of the links needed to complete these requirements listed here can be found in the International Students and Programs Office EAP Reciprocity website. As a reminder, your International Student Orientation is on Monday, September 21st. It is required, so please follow the link to go ahead and sign up for it as soon as possible. Again, iTriton, the new International Student Online Training, will be available beginning July 1st for all international students attending UC San Diego. iTriton Online Training is a 55-minute web-based module that gives international students the fundamental knowledge and tools to navigate their way through UC San Diego. iTriton does not replace the on-campus international orientation, so please make sure you complete both requirements. Since this is not a live webcast or webinar, you may proceed through the online training at your own pace. Should you exit the training before finishing, you will be taken back to the page where you last left off. Completion of the 55-minute digital orientation will be required again by September 16th for all fall 2015 new students. If you have any questions or concerns, please contact us via the information listed in this webinar. In addition to being sent out to you, a copy of this PowerPoint will be placed on the istudents.ucsd.edu website on the EAP reciprocity page. Please feel free to refer back to this presentation on that page whenever you need to. Thank you very much for your time today, and we look forward to meeting you this fall. Have a wonderful rest of your summer. We will now stay online for the next 15 minutes or so to answer any questions.